and welcome to Comfort Legacies with Fay Michelle. We have a beautiful guest here today, Miss Monique. And Monique is going to take it away and tell us a little bit about herself.
Yes, for sure. So my name is Monique Pereira, as you can see. um, I'm a mother of three. My eldest daughter, Mirai, is actually the reason for this book that I've published. Um, and I'm an author. I just recently published this first book, but I've been writing for many, many moons. But this is the first time that I've actually published one of my books. So, yeah.
Okay, all righty. So that leads me right into the question I was going to ask you. Was this your first book? And okay, and when did you publish it?
So it was just published last month, actually. We're already April. So yeah, it's been one full month now that I'm a self-published author. So, yeah.
Okay, so and what started your journey on self-publishing?
Yeah, so basically, I've been reading and writing for many, many years. And when I started reading to my kids, so specifically to Mirai, she's been around longer. So when I started reading to her, she was actually in the womb when I started reading to her. And around her 2 months, 3 months of being on this earth, I started to notice that she really had like a bad rash, like eczema, and where is it coming from? My husband doesn't have allergies. I don't have any allergies. So we didn't think allergies right away. We saw doctors and things like that. And finally, around the six-month mark, when she was introduced to solid foods, all of a sudden I gave her a different brand of baby cereal, and she just projectile vomited everywhere. And I said, okay, something is not right. So at that point, when we knew that she, for sure had allergies, at that time she was allergic to tree nuts, peanuts, dairy, eggs, like so many things. But she's since grown out of the tree nut allergy, and dairy is not as bad. It's really the peanut allergy that she's anaphylaxis. So that's why I wrote this book, because I found that a lot of people didn't know how to use an EpiPen, and this kind of is a great introduction to food allergies, what to look out for, and how to use an EpiPen if you have to. So.
Okay, all right. You have to send me the book, but we'll talk about that later. So anyway, my grandson is allergic to peanuts and soy. So yeah. Oh, wow. That is great. Can you hold up the book?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Oh, it's really open the page a little bit, flip it open. That's beautiful. Sure. And you have your bookmark.
I do. For blue to the sky, orange to the sky.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. So basically,
and she has her pen.
This book is actually bilingual.
Oh,
so
okay.
I did that to try to reach more people. So it's in French and in English, and you can see the color.
Yes.
It differentiates the language.
So it's French and English.
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh gosh, yeah, you're gonna have to send. Oh, I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna have you.
It's coming. I'm sending you one. Don't worry.
I'm like, yeah. Oh, he is going to die for that. Oh. So yes, he has the EpiPen is sitting on the fireplace, one in a backpack, and
exactly.
And I told him, my little grandson too. I said, you need to write your book, and he gave me a little story. So yeah, he's going to be really impressed by that.
Amazing. I love to hear that.
I love the illustration. So where did you get your illustrations? How did you come up with that?
Yeah. So basically, that's actually another reason that I had never published anything, is because I cannot draw at all.
Yes.
Even my stick figures, you're wondering, what is that? So when I mentioned it to my family, I mentioned it to my mom, my sister, that I have all these books. I would love to, start publishing these books. But as we all know, I can't draw, so I'm kind of at a standstill. And my sister says, well, this girl, Chantal Pichet, who actually did the illustrations, she and I graduated together. And I know that she does a lot of illustrations. Like she is an illustrator. So she gave me her Instagram handle. As soon as I went to her page, there actually isn't anything quite like what you see behind me, but I could just tell from her Instagram page that we would actually work really well together, and we would do great things. So I called her right away. I told her, my sister, and my sister, and I'm just wondering if you'd be interested in helping me with, a series that I have in mind. And she, oh my gosh, she's just phenomenal. She does such great work, and I'm so happy.
Oh my goodness, you have your own private little stash there. Okay,
Yes.
so you're going to do a series. Oh, so tell me about the series.
Yeah, so basically I started with this one just because for me, I really wanted that EpiPen out there, have people understand that, if there's a severe allergy, this is what needs to happen, and this is how you can administer it, right? And then basically the next books that I have in the series have to do with the top allergens. So it kind of, explains that,
So,
yeah.
So you're going to go into food allergies and a whole series of allergies.
Right.
Okay. I have a doctor friend who's doing books that are called My Doctor Looks Like Me. They're called the Look Like Me books.
Oh, I've seen that. Yes.
Yes. She has a version in Spanish. And each book, but I think she might benefit from knowing that that she can do 2 in 1.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think I did it was Greek. Greek and English. So, and she did, side by side, like you did. Entered both rather than doing separate books. So that helps. And she was like, well, maybe I should just do English. Like, no, keep it like that, because then you can do the comparison.
I found that a lot of people like the fact that it's bilingual and that it's on the same page. So if somebody is struggling in either language, they can kind of refer back, right?
Yes, excellent. But I think she did come up with one great idea on it also, where I think she labeled some of the keywords.
Yes. Yeah.
And gave an English version of it or a Greek version of the same words. So
that's good.
That helped, to be able to pick out some of the words and follow. So that was really good for learning. So That's awesome. Yeah. So you uploaded. Did your illustrator do your formatting for you?
No. So I actually went through Freeze and Press, and they were able to do the layout, the formatting, some editing, and kind of just put everything together for me.
Oh, okay. So did you have a hardback or soft copy, or did you do both?
I did both and an ebook.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it out there,
you covered it all.
Accessible as it can be.
So, did you plan a launch? Did you do a launch party? Are you ready for a launch party, or what did you do to promote?
Yeah, so I just had a book launch party. I think it was last Saturday, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it went well. Not exactly what I had envisioned when I had originally, thought of the book way back when. But now, how everybody's stuck at home, or, and we kind of had to do this virtual book launch because I'm a party girl.
Oh, okay.
So I would love to have, everybody around. But we made do, and it was so fun. I didn't do the book reading, like the full book reading during the book launch. I kept it. That's actually coming up this weekend, or next weekend. I'm not sure, but the full book reading is coming up. And I was actually on a kids radio station last night. and I read the full book in English. So yeah, so that was nice. They had a
Okay.
little story time segment for that radio station, so it was
Okay,
good.
so you're bilingual. You actually speak French,
Yes,
or do
yes,
you do
I
it
do.
yourself? Okay, all right, that's
Yes,
awesome, awesome,
yes,
awesome. And so you did the podcast and you read the story.
yes, yeah.
And so with your book launch, how many people did you have at your launch? It was online. It was like a Zoom, right?
It was actually through the Facebook Live, and in all honesty, I
Oh,
couldn't really tell how many people because sometimes
got you.
it doesn't,
Got
cap or
you.
show exactly, but I know that there were for sure at
Mhm.
least I want to say 15 people, something around there,
Okay,
who
okay.
tuned in for the full thing. But then I actually got a call yesterday from Food Allergy Canada saying that they were in my live, and I didn't see that at all. So I was like,
Oh yeah, sometimes
wow,
you don't see because a lot of people don't actually click on, but they can
exactly.
still watch it.
You got it. Exactly right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I was just like, wow, you saw it?
Yes.
Food Allergy Canada saw me live.
Yes.
So I
That's
thought that was just,
awesome.
yeah,
So
amazing.
where are you, Monique?
So I'm in the GTA. I'm in Brampton, Ontario,
Ontario, Canada.
Canada. You got it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So they were able. That's I'm trying to connect the dots. How
Yeah.
they got you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's good. That's good. This is good things here. That should go far. That should really go.
Yeah. So fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they want to partner with me for the Food Allergy Awareness Month, which is next month in May. So I'm just over the moon. I'm taking whatever is being
Wow.
thrown at me and
That's
running
so
with it. Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That was a huge benefit. You stream it live on Facebook or something like that.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh man, that's awesome. So, you said you have. How old is your daughter?
So
The
she'll be,
allergy, the one. Nine.
yeah, so she'll be 6 in September. It's actually her champagne birthday this year, so we'll be celebrating.
Oh, wow. Okay, so MJ's turning 5 June 2nd, and he does not want to turn 5.
Oh no.
So he wants to skip it because I think we've had such an impactful year of him
Yeah.
being 4 and him being the co-author of the books until he
Yes,
just wants to stay 4.
of
And
course.
I'm like, so I keep trying. I said, well, maybe Fay Michelle needs to have a big birthday party, but he is not buying it.
Oh,
He's like, no. He is over it. He wants to jump to the teens and
that's
get to the adulthood. I'm
that's
like,
so
are
funny.
you
Oh, I
kidding me?
hope
What
you
am I
all
gonna
can
do?
stay young, stay young.
Yes, stay young, but he's like, no, not having a 5. I'm saying it's gonna happen.
That's funny.
So
Yeah,
I've been trying to
exactly
just
right.
we only have a little while, right? We only have a little while to get him there. So I don't know what we're gonna
Yeah.
do. I guess we'll just ignore the day. One day you'll say, Mom, how old am I? Well, we skipped 5, remember?
Exactly, exactly. You tell me.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it's so fun. It's so
I
fun.
love it.
Oh, why I created this platform was to get more authors on and to talk about their journey and how they
Yeah,
self-published, how they got started, the
right.
processes that they went through, how they may help someone else. Now, you said you went through a literary agency or a printing agency to print your books,
Correct.
and that
Yeah,
was separate
exactly.
from after you had your illustrator, and then you
Exactly.
had some one to help you with the printing,
Yes.
and then you upload it to Amazon.
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay, all
yeah,
right,
yeah.
all right. And it took you about how long to go through all of your steps when you first
Um,
got started?
yeah, so
Start
basically
to finish.
so I
Hmm.
had started so the book idea and everything like that came before the pandemic. So that that was one thing.
Hmm.
um And then, when we saw what was going on in the world, now that everybody was stuck at home and the news was just kind of always in your face, that's when it kind of struck me that, there's a real need for diverse books, inclusive books, and things like that. And I love reading to kids. I used to do like a little story time on YouTube here and there. I'm definitely going to continue that now. We're all at home anyways, right?
Right.
Um, And so basically, when I found, like, I started looking into different options, you know, to self-publish, to traditionally publish. I started looking at that back in June of last year. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally, in about September, end of October, is when I was introduced to Chantal. So then once I actually, you know, had the illustrator, the book is basically done. I said it needs to be
Yes.
out in the world. And then I stumbled across Freeze and Press, who is a Canadian company. Being Canadian myself, French Canadian, I actually wanted to try to keep it, you know, as Canadian as possible. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so, yeah, that's how I found Freeze and Press. And then once they had the story, I would say by uh, no later than November 1st. It took
Mm-hmm.
until March, so this March that just passed, to actually be published.
Oh wow, that took a little bit of a time. Was that
It
just
did.
because
It
did you delay
definitely
it? Was it because of the finances you delayed it, or was it just because they were just backed up?
I think it was a combination of the fact that they were backed up, and I think a lot of people wanted to publish their book. Since everybody is at home, they're like, okay, I guess now's, you know, a good a
Good
time as
time.
any to get this book out here, right? So
Right.
the printers were backed up, so that's why, even though everything was submitted to them, you know, well, like
In
last
advance.
year, you know, it took the printers some time to get everything printed and published as well. So yeah.
So you do it somewhat similar to Amazon. You just upload your link to them, or you just send them your PDF and then they do the rest.
So it's a little different. I think Amazon, it's more so if the layout and everything is done with
Yes.
Amazon, then you can just kind of upload it that way.
Right. Right.
But with me, it was like I had my manuscript and I had the illustrations from Chantal, and then Freeze and Press, they kind of put everything together.
Everything together.
They would send it to me, you know,
For
uh, with the editing and everything like that. So it's a little bit different, um,
oh yes.
but the end result is usually the same.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand that process because that's a little bit different, like you said. So, but yeah, okay. So you would send them your manuscript, then you send them your illustrations, and then they put them together.
You got
And
it.
but then they had to know that the pages went with what block of text and
You
things like
got
that.
it.
So
Exactly
they would
right.
have to do okay, and then they charge you. So when they printed, did you have to pay by number of books, section, you know, how many books did you have to pay for in order to get the print out?
So basically, it's a little different in that sense as well. So
Really?
it's kind of like up to you whether or not you want to print anything or have anything
Oh,
printed, because they're just kind of the service that puts everything together.
oh, they're
And
like
then
a formatter then.
kind of, yeah, but then they also do handle distribution as well. They do have their own online bookstore, Freeze and Press. So that's kind of where my book is.
Yeah.
Like it started there, and then it's on Amazon, it's on Barnes and Noble. It's
Oh,
kind of like getting everywhere now, but
okay.
that's where it actually
So they're
started.
kind of like the draft to digital. Well, not draft to digital, but when you upload to draft to digital, they distribute it everywhere. But their press is probably more like Amazon, but their own separate portion
Right,
because
exactly.
you send them your stuff, their stuff, and they put it on their platform. They put it
Right.
all together, and
Yes.
then you can order books as you need.
Exactly. Yes,
Oh, okay.
exactly.
Just like you would do with
Yes.
Amazon, you enter the PDF, you enter your book cover,
Yes.
and then it's there, and then you can order them as you need them.
You got it. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, okay. Because there are other
Yeah.
printing press where you send them your manuscript, and then you would have to order so many books, 500 books,
I see.
XYZ dollars, 1,000
Right.
books, XYZ dollars, and then they'll
Right.
send them to
Right.
you that way. And
Yeah.
also
Oh,
same for like some of the hardcovers. Some
okay.
like Amazon does not do hardcovers.
Okay. I didn't know that. I did not
No,
know that.
they do not do hardcovers. But in Ingram Sparks
Yes.
does have
That might not.
hardcover.
Yes. Yes.
Is that where you got your hardcover?
So
Ingram?
so everything comes from Freeze and
Your
Press
printer.
directly. Yeah,
Okay.
because they're actually a printer as well. So they kind
Yes.
of had like it was like an all-in-one going
Yes.
with Freeze and Press, right? So I said, you
Yes.
know what, let's just go that route. Yeah, so that you can get like this premium package where they do this whole big, book trailer for you, and all these extra things, and
Oh,
like lots of extra editing, and they can
gotcha.
even do like book cover design. They have people who do illustrations as well. So it's kind of like really all in one,
Mm,
and you kind of just
okay.
have to figure out what pieces
Work
or
for
what
you.
services you need from them, right?
Okay.
So for
Okay.
me, luckily, I had the manuscript was done, the illustrations were done. It was really just
Mhm.
putting it all together and distributing
And
it.
distributing it. Okay. And then you order your books as you
Yeah,
need them.
you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you, because you gave them everything, you own your own your manuscript and all of that.
Yes,
Because I have
you got it.
people that use vanity um type publishing houses,
Okay.
and some of them they have no clue. They don't have. I
Oh,
said, "Do you have your files?"
right.
No. I said, "Well, how do you get your books?" Well, it's on Amazon.
Oh
That's all
boy.
they know. I'm like, "Well, and if I get a check, I get it from them." I'm like, "But
Oh.
you have nothing." No. And I was like, so that's why I'm asking, because when I go back to help, I'm like, "Look, okay, these are some options."
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
this is something that you could do, and that's what I'm kind of aiming to do. So
Okay.
that being
Okay.
said,
Yes.
is there any final words that you can give to our audience, or someone who's out there who is aspiring to be an author? What would you have for do's and don'ts, perhaps? What have you
Do
learned?
it.
Mm-hmm.
I say go out there and
Do
do
it.
it, because in all honesty, I am learning as I go, and I'm meeting so many people. Like, we got in touch,
Yes.
from
Yes.
different groups and things like that. You really have to uh, network. It really depends on your goals for your book, first of all.
Yes. True.
Right? Because you can also just write a book and have it, just for your family and friends, for example,
Yes.
right?
Yes. That's true.
This specific book, I really would like to see it, globally. I would love, more people to see an EpiPen and not be afraid to use it, or actually even just know what it is. What does that
Right.
thing do, right? Because safety
Mm-hmm.
there as well. You don't want people injecting it, all over the place. So it goes in
Right.
the thigh for those who are
Yes.
watching.
It goes in the thigh, right?
Yes.
Oh gosh, that is so great. So you've learned a lot of things along the
Yes.
way. Anything in particular that you would suggest not to do?
Um, in all honesty, like, if you make a mistake, I hope that you learn from it, right? Like, you really
Okay.
just have to get in it,
Get
and
in it and go.
yeah,
Okay.
just be
Okay.
open.
Some
Really be
tips and tricks.
open.
Well, Monique, I wish you so much luck. All schools need your book.
Thank you from your lips.
Yeah.
From your
All
lips. I'm
schools need your
trying. I'm
book.
trying.
Wow.
Yes,
Um,
I'm really.
Daycares,
Yes, I agree with you.
daycares.
Keep telling them. Keep telling them.
Yeah, they need, I mean, it just goes on and
Yeah.
all kinds of programs. And another area that I don't know if you consider, like foster care agencies.
Yes, yes. Women's shelter. So basically, who I've reached out to so far:
Yes,
women's shelters, libraries, school boards, and daycare. So far is where I've reached. And then
yes,
basically, because everything is open to the public, available to the public on my Facebook, my Instagram, so that anybody, and with my hashtags, anybody
yes.
from pretty much anywhere can see my book, or learn more about my book. So
That's
um
awesome.
but yes,
Awesome.
I'm trying to get into those schools, don't worry.
Yes, yes. Okay, well, I just thank you for being here and taking out your time and just sharing, and because it really is sharing and giving the world a good service. I mean, it's happening
Thank you.
more and more, especially moms are being encouraged to eat peanut butter while they're
Yes,
nursing, while they're
yes,
pregnant, to make sure
yes,
that, the babies, or trying to ensure that the babies don't come up with allergies, but there are no
yeah.
guarantees. cheese.
Yeah.
But what is it?
Sunflower butter. I love
Sunflower butter. Mmm.
Hey, it's gonna
For
be
the
big.
oh, I'm gonna have to, yes, because
Yeah.
that child would come up to me like, Grandma, is there peanut butter in this?
Yes. I love that he's so aware. That's
Yeah.
so good.
Oh,
That's
he
so
is.
good.
He is. He is. Making her
I
like
love
so
it.
sunflower butter. I will. Oh, well, thank
Amazing.
you so much, Monique, for
Thank
being
you.
here. And I would love to have you back and learn more
Right.
about and how you're gonna knock these
How many
people's
schools
socks
I'm
off.
in?
Yes, how many schools you're in, and see if that agency can get with you about the allergens,
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being here.
Thank you so much.
Okay.